you today? And welcome back to Monday Munchies with your host, Becky. I am the creator, director, the everythinger for Monday Munchies, as well as the overarching project called Crossing Borders. I know you've heard this in every video. If you've been watching every video, which if you have, thank you. Our friend Olivia Mesquita is again guiding us through another recipe. We are using oliviascuisine.com to make our beef bourguignon today. There will be links to the recipe down in the description, as well as a link to our Etsy to buy our merchandise, our website, Instagram handle, and our Patreon. Patreon gets you exclusive videos, names in the credits, different gifts every month, depending on what tier you sign up with, gets you all sorts of different perks. Please check that out below. It helps fund not only Monday Munchies, but also the Crossing Borders project. So it's really helpful. Other than that, you can always like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We appreciate it. It does a lot for us. It really does help us out, especially with the YouTube algorithm or whatever. So the more you like, the more you comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Really helps us out. And then if you hit the notification bell, you get notified when we have a new episode out before other people get notified. So VIP right there. But anyways, we are going to go ahead and get on to our recipe. We have a lot of ingredients. I know I've said that a lot, but we have a lot of ingredients today. And a lot of them are repeated because we have 3 different steps. We have to make the stew, we have to make the pearl onions, and we have to make the mushrooms. And then we're gonna put it all together. So we have ingredients for each of those steps, and some of them do repeat. So also, you'll recall if you watched the potato galette video, which will be a link right here somewhere, top below. I am drinking a Chenin Blanc. I had some left. I saved it for the beef bourguignon. I know it's a red wine drink. I don't really like red wine, so cheers. I'm going with a white wine, the Chenin Blanc, to go with my fancy French atmosphere. It's very good. It's nice and light and like grapefruity and floral. At least that's what they say on the bottle. I get the floral, not so much the grapefruit, which is fine, but it's very good. So let's go over to our counter and dig into what these ingredients are today. Okay, I know I've said it a lot before, but we have a lot of ingredients, as I mentioned. So we have salt and pepper. We're going to use this just to taste. In all the recipes, it's going to be like a dash of it here, a dash of it there. You have 6 ounces of that bacon, which we've diced up. You've got 1 teaspoon of thyme, 2 bay leaves, 1 tablespoon of flour. It calls for 2 cloves of garlic. I did 3 because there was a 3rd one in my little bunch, and I'm a little garlic fan, so we did 3. 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. We have 2 tablespoons of butter and 1.5 tablespoons of butter. We have 1 large onion sliced. It didn't specify what kind of an onion, and if you're not going to specify what kind of an onion, I'm going to do a red onion because they're my favorite onion. We've got 750 milliliters of a full-bodied red wine. It's a beef bourguignon. Bourguignon, I believe, meaning Burgundy. So I picked a wine from the Burgundy region of France. It is a Pied d'Argent Bellevue. Argent. A Chateau Pied d'Argent Bellevue. Bordeaux. It's a Bordeaux. So I did try a little sip of it. It's a red wine. That's about my extent of knowledge of red wine. It's clearly a red wine when I tasted it. You've got 1 large carrot, peeled and sliced. You have 2 to 3 cups of beef stock. I have 2 cups here. If I need more, I'm going to add some more in. And then you also have 1/2 cup of beef stock right here for a different part of the recipe. I'm going to drop it. We have 1, let's move that out of the way. Apparently I put my wine away. We have 1 pound of mushrooms. It says to quarter them. I'm leaving them pretty giganto. because many of us, including myself, don't like mushrooms, so I can pick them out easily. I do like the flavor a mushroom gives, but I do not like the texture. It is fully a textural thing for me with cooked mushrooms. Doesn't like it. We have stew beef. You need 3 pounds of this. Right here, cut into cubes. It is already pre-cut for me. Thank you, Wegmans. But we do need to pat it dry with a paper towel before we use it. But I'm not going to do that till we need it, which I think is actually in the first step. So you have 18 to 24 small pearl onions. The one that I bought had like 20 something in it, but a couple of them ended up being moldy, so we have 21. We have 21 of them in here. And Olivia is going to tell us a really cool way to peel these. So I didn't do the work on that yet because I wanted to share it with you, because I don't know what I'm doing with a pearl onion, and I thought it would be good for you guys to know too, in case you don't know what to do with a pearl onion. We have 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. You need the olive oil for each of the different parts, and I started running out of little containers to put everything in, so you get these fancy little miniature chalices. I don't know what they're for. I found them in the cabinet, and I thought they were cute. I thought they were very fancy, so I decided to use them. Actually, okay, so it's not a ton of ingredients. It just felt like it when I was getting it all together. So our first step is to preheat the oven to 450 degrees and to boil the bacon. I saw this step and I guess what boiling the bacon does gets rid of any like smoky flavor, which this is plain, so it shouldn't have any, but it also helps to render the fat. So we're gonna boil some bacon. I'm also gonna pat dry the stew beef too. So let's go boil some bacon. I'm just in awe. Let's boil bacon. All right, welcome to the part of the show where we boil bacon. I'm sure it's like a super normal thing people do. I've just never boiled bacon and it seems weird to me. So we're gonna wait for this pot to start boiling. Once it does, we're gonna put in the bacon and let it cook for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the counter and just dry off the stew beef. I'm not gonna take you over for that. I don't think you need, it's just drying it off with a paper towel. So we'll see you again once this is boiling. Alrighty, our water is boiling. So I'm gonna add in the bacon. Let's go. Get in there, little jerks. Just gonna spread them out a little bit. And we're gonna let this cook for 10 minutes. All right, we're getting pretty close to being done boiling the bacon. But the next step we're gonna do is we're gonna drain it and then put it on a plate with paper towels and let it soak up as much water as it can, as much moisture as it can. Say goodbye to our weird boiled bacon. I'm just gonna put it on a plate, try and space it out a bit, and then try to space it out a bit. Get those last stragglers out of there. And then just throw it around as per the usual with me. So I'm trying to do it one-handed. That, and we're gonna put this to the side. So now I need to get a Dutch oven, which I don't have. I do, however, have an oven-proof casserole dish, which they also say is fine to use. So we're going to use our 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and we're gonna heat that up. Once that's hot, we're gonna bring back our boiled bacon, pop it in here to fry. And we're just heating this over a medium-high heat. I don't think I said, but it's a medium-high heat. You don't want it too low, or it's not going to heat up fast enough. You don't want it too high that it's going to get so hot so quick and burn your bacon. But also, we just used this burner, so it shouldn't take too long for this oil to heat up. See, it's already sizzling. I knew it wouldn't take long to heat. Yeah. Go ahead and cook this up. And we're just going to saute this for 2 or 3 minutes or until the bacon is like a goldeny brown.
All right, we're getting close to 3 minutes here. And they are browning up really nicely, so I'm going to leave it untouched for the next couple of minutes here. No, I'm not, because some of them, I just want to keep jostling it around so all sides get like as brown as possible in the oil. And the grease, the bacon fat, if you will. Alright, it's been cooking for 3 minutes now. I let it go a little longer, like I said. We're going to take a slotted spoon so we can reserve as much of that bacon grease and oil as possible, because we're going to cook our veggies in it. That's the best way to cook veggies. I'm going to grab a metal one, just because it's a little flatter, and I think I can grab more of the bacon this way. The other one was struggling to grab all the bits of bacon. Yeah, this works out much better. Just realized I'm putting this in plastic. Whoopsie, hope it doesn't melt. I'm actually going to transfer this then to a different bowl. Hold on. All right, now we're going to pop in the beef. And we're going to put it up to like a medium high. Woo. I'm going to add in that other teaspoon. I just feel like it needs a little more oil. So we're going to add the onions in now. And saute them. Alrighty, so we're going to add the garlic and the carrots and saute for another couple of minutes all together. Alright, we're adding the beef and the bacon back in. So I'm hoping we're going to give it enough liquid to do something with. I'm going to season everything with salt and pepper. Okay, where's my kitchen knife? My oven mitt. Yeah, it's just burning on the bottom. It's freaking me out. Oh no, there's liquid in there now. Alright, I'm not as worried. There's like a bunch of liquid burbling in there. Okay, I feel better about that then. Maybe that's how it was supposed to be. We're going to sprinkle the flour on. And toss it to coat the meat. I don't feel like enough flour, but okay. Then we're going to transfer this uncovered into the oven for 4 minutes. Everything's so hot. All right, we're done with our 4 minutes. what we're gonna do now is toss the beef again. What this does is help brown the beef, or what this does is help brown the flour and covers the beef in a nice crust. So we're just gonna toss it again. And there's a lot of juice in there now, so I do feel better about that. Then we're gonna pop this back in the oven for another 4 minutes. Bye. Alrighty, it's about that time. We've got 2, 1. Okay, I was like, why didn't it go? So right now what we're gonna do is take out, oh, it smells really good. Take this out, put it back on the stove at a medium heat. And we're gonna add in that beef broth, which was 3 to 4 cups. I have 3 cups here. And that whole bottle of wine somehow. This might not be big enough. You basically just want to do it until the beef is covered. Ooh, baby! I didn't have a bigger pan or a bigger casserole dish, so this is what it is. You're also going to put the bay leaf, boop, the 1 teaspoon of thyme, and that tomato paste in there, which I remembered from the last time does not like to come out, so I was prepared with the fork this time. It's going a little dangerous in here, a little dangerously high. I think a Dutch oven is probably a little taller, but shorter, but it's like less wide but taller, so might have been a better move, but I don't have one. And this is the biggest like casserole dish that's oven safe that I have, so we're gonna go for it. I want to stir this more, but I also don't want all of the liquid to come out. But I also want to make sure that everything's getting well incorporated, you know? So we're going to wait for this to start simmering, which I think I heard it trying to do. A lot of liquid in here. Oh my god, though. It looks really quite good. And it looks like some of the veg have come up to the surface and it's all kind of mixed in well, which is what I was wanting to do, so. C'est parfait. It's perfect. Well, as perfect as we get here on Monday Munchies, which is, you know, more or less perfect. All right, we are starting to simmer over here. I love it. We are gonna go ahead and move this off the heat. Mostly because I don't want to spill anymore on the hot heat here. And we're gonna pop this in the oven. That was louder than I anticipated. We're gonna pop this in the oven for 2.5 to 3 hours. We're gonna do 2.5 and then test it and then put it in longer if necessary. The next move is to boil some water. So we're just gonna pop that right on there while I set this timer. So 2.5 hours set. The next thing we have to do is prepare the onions and the mushrooms. So for the pearl onions, they're apparently notoriously hard to peel. But Olivia here over at Olivia's Cuisine, she knows a trick. What you're gonna do is you're gonna boil some water, and I will come back when this is done boiling, and we will show you the next step in the process. Okie dokie. So right now, I don't know why I said that like that. Our stew is in the oven and our water for the pearl onions is boiling. You can see, I don't know if you can see, that's where the oil got me. That's a pretty big splash. My skin is very red underneath. Ouch. It's okay though, it's all for the love of art. Cooking is art, right? Sure.
No, it'll be alright. Not that worried about it. Anyways, so I just wanted to show you, and if anybody knows how to get oil out of cotton, I think this is, please tell me. Yeah, there's little splatters all down here too, which I don't think you can see, but it's splattered everywhere. Nope, some here. So I guess I'm gonna have to Google that one, or if you guys know a remedy, or ask my mom or something, she might be able to fix me up, because that sucked. This is a cute dress too, so I'm a little mad. That's what I get for dressing fancy in the kitchen. Oh well. So while we're waiting for the water to boil, I just wanted to come talk to you all and find out if you have ever had beef bourguignon. Beef bourguignon is a dish that I feel like I should have had, but I don't think I ever have. So I'm very excited. I do like a stew anyways. It's a little chilly today. It would have been better to have the stew probably yesterday, but sometimes life doesn't work like that. But I'm making it so that when my mom gets home, she will have dinner to eat. So the final reveal of this meal may come after we're all done eating it. So in case I look a little different. Why would I look different? Weirdo. Well, I guess in case if I decide to change out of this dress so I can fix this oil, you'll know why. It's because I ate with the family and I just wanted to get this off because it does kind of hurt. So if you all have ever had beef bourguignon, where did you have it? Did you have it at home? Did you have it in France? Did you have it somewhere else? Let me know in the comments. Just say hi in the comments. We like to say hi. If you are making this at home, let me know how it went for you. Let me know if you let me know if you put scalding hot oil all over yourself. I've been looking forward to this dish. That's why I did it last, so I could be most excited about it. Ooh, I hear our water boiling, so let's learn how to peel pearl onions the super cool way.
Okay, so our water is at a boil. So what I did, cut off the bottom of this onion, just the root part, which was the flatter end. This long part is the stem part, which I actually thought was the root part, and I cut two of them with the root part before, I cut two of the stem parts off before I checked. So you do that. You drop them in this boiling water. Ooh. You're gonna let them cook for about a minute, and then we're gonna put them in an ice bath, and the skin of them, which sounds gross, should just peel right off. So we're gonna let them cook for a minute. Alrighty, they've been going for about a minute, so I'm just gonna scoot them out and put them right in this ice bath. Well, you can tell the skins there are starting to peel off a bit. Perfect. Turn that off. And then you're supposed to be able to grab these from the stem side, and the skins should just peel right off. Ooh. Might take a little doing. Now I'm dropping onto the thing. Should be able to squeeze on this side. Oh, there it goes. There we go. And the skin just pops right off. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that for the rest of those. Look at that. That was easy peasy. Oh, I don't think all of it came off. Maybe it did. Hard to tell. Alrighty. Don't worry about that. Oh, there's another one gone. Then you just continue until they're all peeled. This is nice. I kind of like dealing with these now. All right, we've peeled the skin. It sounds so bad. Off of all of our pearl onions. So we're gonna put our pan back on the stove on a medium heat and put the oil. That's 1.5 teaspoons. I'm sorry, 1.5 tablespoons. And then 1.5 teaspoons. Oh, I'm sorry, no. 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, 1.5 tablespoons of butter over a medium heat. All right, once it's bubbling, which is already kind of happening, I'll it go a little bit longer, just to make sure that butter is well melted. Alrighty, now we're going to put our little naked onions right in the pot and saute them for about 10 minutes. You want to make sure that they're browned, but you also don't want to break their skin, so you shouldn't stir them too often, just occasionally. So I'm going to let them go, and we'll see you again in 10 minutes. Alright, it's set to cook these 10 minutes or until they're brown, and I think just because our burner was already so hot, they brown pretty quickly, like within 5 minutes. So I don't want to cook them for too much longer because they are already browning up really nicely. Like, look at that. They look really good. I assume. I don't think I've ever cooked with a pearl onion. I know I haven't cooked with a pearl onion, but I don't know if I've ever eaten a pearl onion either. So the next step is to pour the beef broth in. It's that half cup. Add that bay leaf. Season to taste. So I'm going to pull pepper in there. A little salt action. We're going to stir it up. Make sure that bay leaf gets in there. And we are going to go ahead and simmer this. So I'm going to bring it down to a low, and then we're going to cover and simmer slowly for 40 to 50 minutes. So we'll see you in 40 to 50 minutes. All right, so we've been cooking this about time. And water's pretty much evaporated, and these look pretty soft, but they're still holding their shape, which is what we want. So we're going to take these out and put them in a bowl. That's what they look like once they've been removed. They look good. I kind of want to eat one, but I don't know if they'll be good just grilled onion. I mean, all right, our next move is to heat up our last tablespoon of oil and our 2 tablespoons of butter, because we need to do the mushrooms. And it says to do that over a medium-high heat. I'm just going to do it medium just because our pan seems to heat up really quick. 1, the burner's already pretty hot. And 2, I just feel like our stove runs hot. Once this starts bubbling, we're going to add the mushrooms. It's bubbling, so we're going to add those mushrooms. Gross. I feel like we might do this in batches. I'm going to season. It doesn't say to, but figured if we did it for the onions, we should probably do it for the mushrooms. And we're just going to shake this around. You're supposed to do this in a skillet, I think, but get them all coated. We may just use whatever fits in this pan and call it a day, since a lot of us don't like mushrooms anyways, and by a lot of us, I just mean my mom and I. And we're just going to pick them out anyways, so we're going to do this for 4 to 5 minutes. Just going to give them a toss right here too, and now that they're cooked. Basically, if you're using a pan, you want to like toss them, I think. Kind of like that. It literally just says shake and toss pan for 4 to 5 minutes. I guess maybe that's how you cook mushrooms. I don't know. I don't ever cook mushrooms. But like I said, I do like the flavor it adds to stuff. So that's why I'm still leaving them in, even though I'm not a fan of them. And then we still have, it said to do this while the meat was cooking, but we still got about an hour left on our stew. So I guess we just let these guys hang out. And let's go. Turn off the heat. Burner gets a break. Ugh. So we just sauteed those mushrooms. I'm putting them into a separate bowl. I'm going to clean out this saucepan because we're going to need that saucepan later once the stew is done cooking. So we'll see you in about an hour for that. Alright friends, I think because we used the oven earlier, this was actually done. I did it for 2.5 hours, but it really only cooked for about, almost 2.5. Nope, just kidding, it cooked for 2. but our meat is super tender. It's like pull apart tender. And that's how long you're supposed to cook it until. So like look at that. I'm just gonna test that all of our beef is like that and it's not just like that one piece. Yeah, it's all easy to stab. Dang, be looking good. So we're gonna remove all the big chunks. So your carrots, your onions, your beef, and then we're gonna strain out the stew sauce in a sieve to get rid of all little chunks of stuff, I guess. So I'm just gonna move it into this glass bowl here. It says to do it with a oh, you only want the beef, bacon, and carrots. How are you gonna get the beef, bacon, and carrots but not the onions? Whatever. They say to do this with tongs, but who's got the time to get all these little pieces of bacon and stuff out? Not me. Sounds miserable. Then I guess we're gonna put it through the mesh strainer to get any pieces that we missed, is what I would assume. Because there's still a bunch of bacon in here, I'm sure. So I'm gonna do that over at the sink. I don't think you need to see it, so I'm not gonna video it because I'm just emptying it out. Oh, we're gonna set the strainer over a saucepan too because we wanna keep that sauce. So, okay, so now we have just the sauce in the saucepan. Oh, so we're going to cook this until the sauce is thick enough to coat the back of a spoon. And we're gonna get any fat, we're gonna skim it off the top as it rises. We're going to simmer it for a minute or two, so we'll turn this on a low heat. I also didn't think our mixture was seasoned enough, so I'm just gonna go through, add some more pepper, and oh, that was salt. I thought it was pepper as I was doing it. And some pepper to it, and I'm just gonna kind of stir it up. So I feel like it could have used some more seasoning on the beef. Beef was a little plain when I tried it, which was upsetting, to be honest. All right. But the texture of it was really good. So we're just gonna let this do its thing and I'll be back. So I'm not really sure what to look for as far as fat. Oh, I see it. JK, got it, understood. I couldn't even see that on there. So I'm just gonna skim it. If there's any other fat, nope. Not yet anyway. All right, so it says to cook this until the sauce is thick enough to coat the back of a spoon. And what I just read, because I wasn't sure how to tell exactly what that meant. I mean, it'll coat it, but at what point is it done? So you'll be able to coat the back of a spoon and run your finger through it and the line will stay there. That's how you know it's thick enough. I'm gonna turn this on like a medium. It's not simmering at all, so. Because it says it should take about a minute or two to simmer. And we don't there yet, so they must have turned theirs on a higher heat. Simmer! All right, we're simmering. Finally. Barely, but we're doing it. Here we are. So we have to let this simmer for 1 to 2 minutes, and then we're going to take, it says metal or wood. I've got a metal spoon here. I'm gonna dip this in and then see if it's thick enough to coat the back of a spoon by putting my finger down here and seeing if the sauce fills it back up, but we're not quite to that stage yet, so I'm not going to worry about it yet. All right, so the sauce looks like it's thick enough now. I'm just gonna put that spoon in there. I'm gonna draw a line through it, if you can tell. So mine won't thicken. I don't know why. I have trouble with things thickening up. I'm gonna pop a little cornstarch in there, because that's what every place seems to recommend. If you can't get something to thicken, pop some cornstarch in that bad boy. because mine just won't thicken. And it's really frustrating me. It's been cooking for like 20 minutes, I feel like. And like, I don't know if that's a long time or not a long time. Maybe cornstarch was a bad idea. I don't know. I'm over it. Let me tell you. So we're just going to go ahead and strain out that shit I just put in there. And what you're going to do next is add your beef and your veggies. Okay, back to the pot. And you're going to pour in your sauce, which is not thick at all, so I'm really excited about that. So excited about that. And we're going to simmer this for 2 to 3 minutes while covered. And it says to season it, so I'm just going to pop a little more salt and some pepper in there. And we are going to stir occasionally, just coating all the veggies and everything right up in that sauce. So I'm going to wait and let it get to a simmer. Stir it up again. Alright, well, it's definitely been simmering for 2 or 3 minutes, probably more like 5. So it is done.
Beef bourguignon. We're going to give it a little try here. I want some of the broth. I want one of those pearl onions, a little beef. A little beef. I don't want a big piece because it's still super hot. Alright. Ooh, a little bacon. I forgot about the bacon in there. It's really good. The flavors are really good. The meat's nice and tender. I seasoned it really well. I don't know if it got thick enough, but it's still super yummy. And yeah, I can't wait to sit down with my family now and eat this up. So this has been our last, oh, I'm in my comfy clothes. I've got some bunny buns here, which is still kind of French, but the dress was hitting like right here, and I do have a blister from the cooking oil, so I had to put some comfy clothes on. So still fancy because I got the necklace and the makeup and the bracelet. We're just like comfy fancy. This is from Olivia Mesquita of Olivia's Cuisine. The link for her recipe will be down below for the beef bourguignon. Yeah, so we're all done with France. Hopefully, if you're a Patreon, you have gone ahead and voted in our poll for what country should be next. I don't at this point know what one it is. The poll results have not been revealed to me. So we'll see what country we're going to next, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. If you enjoyed the content, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, ding ding, to receive notifications when our videos come out. I'm ready to go eat this food though, so take care, have a great rest of your day, and be good to each other. Bye everybody. Au revoir.